Right now at noon, holiday travel doesn't stop holiday crime. Here's what police want residents to know.
And it's starting to clear out progressively. Some of you already clearing out. We'll have a look at your forecast, talk about the cold weather on the way coming up.
Plus, Missouri's largest municipal bike park opens in Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities are investigating a weekend fatality in southeast Kansas involving a train. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Samantha Walker. Authorities responded to a train pedestrian fatality in Altoona, Kansas. It happened around 3 p.m. Saturday. Investigators say 21-year-old Angel Stevens of Altoona was walking on West 7th Street and stepped in front of the train. They believe she did not see or hear it. Authorities in Fredonia respond to a fatal crash just after midnight Sunday. The crash happened on U.S. Highway 400 just northwest of Fredonia in Wilson County. A van traveling west veered into the oncoming lane and struck a semi-truck head-on. Troopers say the impact moved the semi to the shoulder. The driver of the van, Bradley Peck of South Carolina, died at the scene. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we're starting with that live look from downtown Pittsburgh, where again, we still have those mostly cloudy skies, but we're getting a little peaks of sun. You can see some blue sky blending in out there. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. Again, still pretty cloudy on the Joplin side, but we are starting to see that clearing take place as that cold front begins to push into the area. We started yesterday at 48, made it up to 58, so just a wee bit above average, and our overnight lows well above average. But that is going to change starting tonight as we're going to start to dip below average. Temperatures across the area this afternoon, not doing too bad either. We're still fairly mild. Take a look. We even got some low 60s down in northeastern Oklahoma. In the water, the warm spot at 62 degrees. Otherwise, some low to mid 50s. Monette, you were the cool spot yesterday morning. You're the cool spot again this afternoon at 51. We'll have clear skies, believe it or not, as we head into the evening. And as that sun sets, our temperatures begin to fall back. We're down to low 40s by 11 o'clock and then dropping to the low 30s overnight tonight. And with those gusty winds, we're talking wind chills 20 to 25 degrees overnight. So you'll want to bundle up if you're working late, heading out early tomorrow morning. Of course, if they're getting cold like that tonight, it means it's going to be colder tomorrow. We'll talk about the cold weather, your Thanksgiving forecast, and how the weekend is shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. Holiday travel and shopping create more opportunities for crime. The Pittsburgh Police Department reports property crime peaks in December due to increased travel, package deliveries, and crowded stores. KOAM's Kenny Foreman has what police want you to know.
As many people get set to travel this holiday season, they could be leaving their homes more vulnerable to break-ins and theft. It's why the Pittsburgh Police Department is offering to help make sure their property is secure while they're out of town.
During this time of year, people are traveling for extended periods of time, going to visit family out of the area or out of state. So this is when we normally see maybe a slight pickup in some residential thefts and burglaries.
Deputy Chief Henderson says, according to 2022 through 2024 stats, there is a 20% increase in December burglaries in Pittsburgh compared to the other 11 months. It's also consistently the peak month for property crime. FBI crime data shows it's similar nationwide. It's a worrisome problem that is no stranger to a vibrant college town like Pittsburgh.
We know that sometimes around the university, when students are going to be gone from December to January for the winter break, during that period of time they may leave the residence they have down here for a while, and during that time they may be burglarized or a motor vehicle broken into.
Those away from home may feel uneasy, but the department is willing to do its part in making sure they come back finding everything the way they left it.
Our officers, as they're available, can go by and check, make sure everything appears to be okay with the residents. We would ask that if people are going to do that, if they could please leave a contact phone number for us in case there is an emergency or in case we need to get in touch with somebody, either them or a designated responding party for checking their house and everything.
And there's more steps residents can take to not leave anything to chance.
Timer switch for lights at your house. That way it has the appearance of somebody being home at irregular hours of time. And just generally, just like I said, make contact with your neighbors. Ask them to help keep an eye out and then report any suspicious activities. If anyone sees anything strange or unusual, you can always call the police department. We'll have officers come out and check it out.
In Pittsburgh, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Anyone interested in this service is welcome to call the Pittsburgh Police Department's Dispatch Center and provide them with their address, which will be added to the periodic patrol checklist. Families across the 4 states can find free Thanksgiving meals this week. Several local organizations are serving warm dinners to anyone who needs one. Organizers say each year brings different challenges, so they recommend checking websites and social media pages for the latest schedules and registration information. Many of the meals require advanced sign-up. Well, world-class bike park in Joplin opens to the public. The rain didn't stop the city of Joplin from opening its newest attraction yesterday. The 95-acre facility is now the largest municipal bike park in Missouri. It features more than 132,000 square feet of bike park elements for all ages and skill levels and 10 miles of mountain bike trails. The project was funded through a local sales tax, hotel tax, and a $1.5 million state grant.
What's so unique about this project is this really is a world-class bike park, and now it's in Joplin, Missouri. We build these all over the world. This is unique for us because we got to build one right here in our hometown.
Officials announced plans for a major bike festival in 2026. It's expected to draw riders from across the nation. Students with the Joplin area Catholic schools rolled up their sleeves for their first system-wide day of service. Kids from all 4 schools are participating in tailored service projects in partnership with various local organizations. In this case, kids are at the Schroeder Family Explorium, moving boxes and organizing in preparation for Thursday's Turkey Trot. Other participating organizations include the Salvation Army and the Community Clinic. Students serve both on and off campus.
Today and tomorrow are all about being able to live out our faith through action and putting our money where our mouth is and being able to just be out in the community, seeing Jesus in other people and other places that need help and support and being able to do that.
A third service day is planned for February to coincide with Lent. Well, coming up, doctors across the region are seeing more patients as people rush to use their health insurance benefits before the end of the year. And later, we're making a 4-layer pecan pie in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. CBS News has learned Ukraine has agreed to a peace deal brokered by the Trump administration to end the war with Russia. But minor details are still being worked out, and there's no word yet from Russia. Natalie Brand has the latest.
A U.S. official tells CBS News Ukraine has agreed to a peace proposal with details to be worked out. Ukraine's national security advisor on social media said, "Our delegations have reached a common understanding regarding the key terms of the agreement discussed in Geneva." And he suggested the next steps could be a visit by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to the United States to finalize the agreement.
Anything that involves ceding territory needs to be approved by the Ukrainian parliament. We know how they're going to vote. They're going to vote against it. So very, very difficult times for Mr. Zelensky to navigate right now because he's on political thin ice as it is.
It comes as sources tell CBS News that U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll is in Abu Dhabi meeting with Russian officials to discuss the revised version of the White House's 28-point peace proposal following weekend negotiations with Ukraine.
The goal was to take is 28 points or 26 points, depending on which version as it continued to evolve, and try to narrow the ones that were open items.
One U.S. military official in Abu Dhabi says the Army Secretary is optimistic and said negotiations are moving quickly.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt posted this morning that there are a few delicate but not insurmountable details that must be sorted out. Last night, she expressed an urgency to get the deal done.
The president wants to see this deal come together as quickly as possible, and he trusts that his team is doing everything they can to get it over the finish line.
Overnight, the death toll in Ukraine continued to rise. A barrage of missile and drone strikes on Kyiv killed at least 6 people and wounded dozens more. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Doctors across the region are seeing more patients as people rush to use their health insurance benefits before January 1st. Patients are scheduling everything from annual wellness visits to colonoscopies and lab work before their deductibles reset. But getting appointments with specialists remains the biggest challenge for patients trying to complete their care by December 31st.
With things that they've kind of put off and trying to rush in to get in, or things that may have just started and they're like, man, I just want to get this done before the end of the year.
She says flu and cold season also drives up patient visits this time of year. She recommends patients discuss medication refills with their providers now and schedule more frequent visits throughout the year to avoid the December crunch. Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
With Thanksgiving upon us, we're sharing a dessert that promises to be a real showstopper. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But it.
And temperatures dropping across the 4 states, not yet, but later tonight into tomorrow. Details when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon on this Tuesday afternoon. We've got some cloudy skies out there, which still you can see from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. And those clouds are gradually starting to clear out. They look kind of neat, though, don't they, up there? That's a really neat shot of those cameras. That's a camera with a shot of clouds. All right, heading through the afternoon. Again, some patchy drizzle still possible, but any meaningful rainfall chances are extraordinarily low. That front is right here by 2 o'clock. It's already pushing in. It's right now lined up from right about Chanute, stretching back down toward Independence at this point. And so it will continue to push east across the region. As it does so, skies will clear behind it, and our gusty west winds ahead of that front will become gusty northwest winds later this evening into the overnight. And that's why we have the concern for those wind chills dropping back down into the low to mid 20s. So again, if you're working late, or if you're like those of us on the morning news, you're coming in early tomorrow morning, you're going to want a coat. I'm not talking a light jacket, unless the cold is just your thing. If you're like a polar bear or something and the cold doesn't bother you, okay, maybe a jacket. But the rest of us going to want to grab that coat. And the thing is, we're not going to do much warming tomorrow. We'll have some sunshine, and as we go later into the day on Wednesday, we'll start to go partly cloudy, and then by the late evening and overnight hours, we'll actually be mostly cloudy. And you saw that green appeared on there and then it disappeared. That's one thought. I don't think we're looking at any precipitation tomorrow night into Thanksgiving morning. Now, Thanksgiving morning, we do start mostly cloudy, but then those skies will begin to clear a bit as we head into the afternoon, going partly cloudy and then eventually clear by the late evening hours. As for the rest of today, though, we're looking for most of us to reach the upper 50s. As you saw earlier on our temperature map, some locations down south, Newada, Veneta, for example, and Bartlesville, already cruising close to 60, if not into the low 60s, but this is going to be one of the last above normal days we have for a hot minute. And again, west winds ahead of the front gusting to 25. Behind the front, they're gusting northwest at 25. All of us will get in on those gusty northwest winds later tonight. We'll have those clear skies and back down to 32. So that's not significantly below average for most of us. You saw our average low is 34. We're only going to be a couple of degrees below average. It's the wind that's really going to be a problem. Heading into Wednesday, we're going to have mid 40s. Now we're below average on temperatures. Now we're talking 10 degrees below normal. And we'll have those northwest winds still occasionally gusting to about 20 miles an hour. Like I said, we start the day pretty clear. And as we go later today, we start to become partly cloudy and then going mostly cloudy overnight. As for Thanksgiving, this is what we are looking at. Partly cloudy skies by 9, upper 30s by 9 a.m. By noon, we're about 46, so right around the mid 40s out there. We're back down to 40 by 6. Our high on Thanksgiving, a couple of degrees warmer than tomorrow, still into the upper 40s, still below normal. So you're going to want that jacket for Thanksgiving as well. As we get beyond that, if you're doing Black Friday shopping, we're going to go upper 20s and low 30s Thursday night into Friday morning. And again, just the upper 40s, mostly cloudy skies, rain chances start building in late in the day. And I know most of those deals will be gone long before the showers arrive, but there'll be some showers. They'll continue into the weekend. We briefly warm up a bit Sunday and Monday. Next week, we look like any rain we see is going to happen during the warmer portions of the day. I know it's not very warm, but it's above freezing. So it should be rain that falls. And then after that, boy, December is really going to feel like December as we fall back into the low to mid 20s for our lows, highs upper 30s. So the above average days are winding down.
It's going to certainly feel seasonal, if not a little bit cooler, it sounds like.
Yeah, if you haven't put up the Christmas lights yet, now might be a good time to do that.
Okay, well, thanks, Chris. Stick around. We're making a 4-layer pecan pie in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, it doesn't matter if you say pecan or pecan. You can still enjoy Howard's take on this classic Thanksgiving dessert. Howard shows us how to make his twist on pecan pie in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
When it comes to Thanksgiving, many of us are so focused on the turkey and all the go-alongs that we often forget about what we're serving for dessert. If so, no worries, because today we're sharing a dessert that's sure to be a showstopper. Let me show you how it's made. We start by combining some cream cheese, sugar, vanilla, and an egg. You want to beat it until everything's nice and smooth. Okay, we set this aside. Now, in another bowl, we beat together more eggs with sugar, corn syrup, and a bit of vanilla. We spread the cream cheese mixture in the bottom of an unbaked pie shell. As for the crust, that can be homemade or you can use a refrigerated or frozen supermarket shortcut. We sprinkle some pecans over this and top it with the vanilla mixture before popping it in the oven. Once it's baked and has time to cool, it's ready to serve. It's the ultimate Thanksgiving dessert that features layer after layer of everything we love about a pecan pie, plus an awesome cheesecake layer. To get the recipe for our 4-layer pecan pie in time for this holiday, just visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a layer after layer after layer after layer way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4 state market prices.
All right, so again today, upper 50s, our last above normal day for a minute. Dropping back low 30s tonight, wind chills into the low 20s. Breezy tomorrow, mid 40s, upper 40s. Dry but cold on Thanksgiving. Black Friday, cold as well. Warming up briefly Sunday, Monday, and then temperatures are really going to dive into December mode by the second half of next week.
Perfect. Well, what do you have coming up for us tonight at 5?
Well, a lot at 5. For starters, a new poll shows 1 in 8 adults are currently using GLP-1 drugs for weight loss, diabetes, or other conditions. But some patients might be considering skipping their weekly doses during the holidays to savor their meal. Why doctors say that's not a good idea. Plus, Webb City firefighters dedicate a new training tower built with their own hands. And we're going to be live at our Feed the 4-States food drive at Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
Well, those all sound great, Dal. Thank you so much. That's the news for now. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. Have a great afternoon.